All right, what's going on, everybody? Let me get this situated here. All right, how we doing on this Wednesday, the first of the month? Hold on one second, guys. Let me get this camera situated. Hold on one. All right, we should be good. Let me know how we're sounding, how we're looking, how everything's looking on you guys' end, because I don't know, StreamYard has been like laggy lately. Let me know if I'm coming in good and you guys can hear me okay there on your end. But again, what's up? Happy Wednesday, June 1st. It is that time of the year, summer blockbuster season, movies and shows, all that fun stuff. You know, we got Maverick that's just been killing it at the box office, which is fantastic. We got some great shows that are coming to the platform this coming month. So I mean, it's heating up. It's heating up to say the least. So again, guys, welcome to tonight's live stream. This is my June 22 preview of movies and shows that are coming to various streaming platforms: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, HBO, you name it. We got a lot of big movies coming out too that I'm looking forward to, and that's what we're going to be breaking down today, highlighting those movies, highlighting those shows, talking about excitement level, anticipation level, how you all are feeling about these movies and shows, so on and so forth, and just having a great conversation. So again, let me know how I'm sounding on my end, because again, it's lagging on my side. Let me know if it's that same way on you guys. And I don't know. I have to see if there's like an update or something, because it was lagging my last live stream. But neither here nor there. We're going to let that stop us having a good time tonight. Let me see who we got in the building, and then we'll get this party started. Let's see here. Let me just turn this up a little bit. Again, let me know at home. Again, we got people tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Let me know how things are sounding, and if it's looking good. Because again, on my end, it's like a 2-second delay, like in the Matrix. But again, let me know how things are going on you guys' end, and let me know how I'm coming in okay on your side of the screen. We got Rims in the building. Love finding out what's new. Thank you. Yeah, this is and again, for those that are watching us for the first time or watching live or the replay, this is something that's been a staple on the channel for since the beginning of the channel. You know, every month I come together here highlighting all the new stuff, new movies and shows. You know, we've had different variations of this show. I used to pre-record it, and then just this year I started to do these live. So I just find it to be a little bit more interactive, especially if there's a show or movie I might have missed in my rundown that you guys might put me on game with or mention, or, you know, say what you guys are feeling about it. So this is something that I love doing. It's so fun. Number one, being live with you all is always awesome. But then also, just like I said, just chatting with you all. So yeah, I love doing this every single month, and I appreciate you tuning in, Rims. We got Cassandra in the building. What's going on? Excuse me. We got my boy B. Avery from Just My Opinion Reviews. How we doing, B. Avery? It's raining where you're at? Well, it was just raining a little bit earlier where I'm at, so it's the sun is out. Yeah, it's the first of the month. What's going on, Bernice? The sound is great, looking great. Okay, like I said, it's lagging on my end, so maybe it's just a thing on my side of it. But if you guys are saying it's looking good, then I'm going to take your word for it for sure. The beard, I appreciate it. Next Tuesday, I think my barber said he was free, so we'll be getting, you know, a little haircut, shaping this up. But yeah, we got that coming next week. And all right, everyone's saying we're looking good. All right, so I'm gonna take y'all word for it. But again, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Again, this is our movie and TV preview for the month of June. You know, we're gonna be highlighting all your big movies coming to theaters. We're gonna be talking about those movies that get me excited to go back to the theaters and check them out. And then, of course, you all know one of the big staples on this channel is TV breakdown. So we're going to be talking about all the new shows, that are making a premiere debut or shows that are coming back from a long break, and talking about all that stuff. And then once we're done wrapping up, we can do like a live Q&A about those movies or shows, any movie or TV news that you all maybe want to discuss, and just have a good time. So with all that being said, I think we should get things started tonight by talking about the stuff that was maybe some of our favorite of the month of May. What was your favorite movie you saw? What was your favorite show you saw? I'm going to go over mine here in a second. But go ahead, those that are watching live, let me know what was your favorite, not rewatch, but what was your favorite first time watch in the month of May? It could have been at home, could have been at the theater. It could be on your iPad. What was your favorite new movie that you saw last month? And then what are some, and it can be various movies. It doesn't have to be just one. It can be your top 3, top 5, top 10. And then the same goes with TV shows. What show new did you see or was maybe wrapping up for the month of May? Because some shows obviously go for a couple months. What new show that you watched this year is your favorite for the month of May? And I'll just go ahead and break the ice and let you all know. I didn't see too many movies last month. I think I saw a total of maybe 3 or 4 movies, if I'm not mistaken. But number one on my list was Emergency. It was a film that dropped it dropped earlier this year at Sundance, and it had pretty good praise coming from the Sundance Film Festival. But then it made its way to Amazon Prime last Friday, and really good movie, man. It was really good, well acting, good direction, some good comedy, some really good social commentary. So it's a really good film. I did review it on the channel. If you guys want to get my full thoughts on Emergency, again, that's on Amazon Prime for you all to check out. Something that I recommend. It's a really good film in my humble opinion. And then as far as shows go, we had some really good shows. So wrapping up last month was Winning Time. That was a show I covered every single week. That was on HBO and HBO Max. It was the highlighting the dynasty of the Lakers, Magic Johnson, Kareem, and all of them, getting their first championship, or getting, I don't want to spoil anything, as I say, but leading to them going to a championship, and you have to find out to see if they won. If you're not big into sports, if you are, a Lakers fan or an NBA fan, you kind of know how it shook out. But really good show, man. I really was impressed by that. John C. Reilly, Adam McKay was the creator of it. It was just really strong performances across the board. Being a basketball fan that I am, being a Lakers fan that I am, it was just really kind of cool to take it back and see, Magic, Kareem, Norm, and all them boys, coming together and doing what they did and creating that dynasty. So really good show there. I guess sticking on the theme of HBO, Barry is still in the midst of its season. We got a couple more episodes of that, and our Bruce, man, I love Barry. I love Barry, and this past week's episode was nothing short of fantastic. So definitely a show that has 2 more weeks left and some really great things going on there. And then we wrapped up Atlanta season 3, which was very divisive, I will say, for a lot of people, but for me it was wasn't my favorite season, but it was definitely the most creative season and most riskiest season so far, and I really enjoyed that. And you all who may or may not know, I covered that show every single week, and that wrapped up 2 weeks ago, I want to say, or was it a week ago from now? I think it was 2 weeks. But Atlanta season 3 was on my list. And then just this past weekend, Stranger Things season 4. Oh my goodness. I did a full breakdown review of the first episode, which you all can check out if you haven't already. But then I came back a couple days after that and just did like a full spoiler breakdown of the season, the characters, the plots, what worked, what didn't work, theories, predictions for the final 2 episodes. And I was just, again, you can see my full thoughts in that review, but I was very, very, very impressed by this new season. The wait was worth it. It's been 2.5, almost 3 years since the last season, and I really enjoyed what they came back with. The episodes were long, in a good way, not long like dreadful, but long as far as like really diving deeper into the characters, the plots, the mythology, the upside down, the character motivations. It was just really great. And then one of my favorite episodes, one of my favorite episodes of anything this year was episode 4 of Stranger Things, which was titled Dear Billy. Oh man, it's if you're a fan of the show, it's fantastic. Even if you're not a fan of the show, I think you would appreciate what that episode had to bring to the forefront. Really great television and just fantastic. So again, you can check out my reviews on all those shows, but that's my kind of my breakdown of my favorite movie. Again, recapping that was Emergency, and then my favorite new or my favorite shows were Winning Time, Barry, Atlanta season 3, and then as I just mentioned, Stranger Things season 4. All great shows that I recommend you all give a watch if you have the time to. So, with that being said, again, before we transition, I'm just looking at YouTube to see. I guess it's coming in good on the YouTube, but again, it's lagging on my end. But neither here nor there. Let's get into this damn thing. Let's get into what we came here for, which is breaking down all the new movies, all the new shows, previewing them for the new month of June 2022. Again, happy June 1st to you all out there. We got 18 people watching live, and I appreciate all 18 you all that are watching now. If you haven't already, do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up. It will go goes a long way, and I really appreciate the support. As well as it's live. I do these live to interact with you all, so let's keep the conversation lively in regards to these movies and shows that we're going to run down and highlight, and share this video. You know, if you guys have social media platforms that you would like to share, by all means, I recommend it. You know, if you have friends or family that are into movies and shows that would love to talk about stuff that's coming out or know what's coming out, by all means, share it. I would be appreciative of that. And if you can tag me too, that'd be great. But those watching the replay, same thing, like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. With all that being said, let's start tonight's preview for what's coming out this month in June. And let me pull up my list here, because we got some really interesting movies that I'm really excited to check out. And you know, you guys know me. I love horror. I love psychological horror. I love body horror. And starting this preview off here, we got something coming out this Friday in the vein of horror from a gentleman that's been directing for a while, and I'm a fan of the things that I've seen of him. Let's go ahead and talk about David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. Now, I have seen my, fair share of David's work. I've seen his video drama. I saw Scanners, I saw Fly, and all great films. Out of those three, I would probably say The Fly is probably my favorite out of his, but he's a really unique director. Very into body horror. Again, those films that I just mentioned are definitely heavily in the body horror, and apparently this is nothing short of that as far as this film. I don't know. I haven't watched too many of the trailers. Haven't really seen too many previews of it. I've heard some interesting things about the film for people that I saw it. I think it premiered at some festivals not too long ago, and I think over in different markets they've had a limited release, but it's coming out this Friday for a wider release. And basically, again, I don't want to get too much into it because I want to kind of go into it a little blind, and I always find those experiences to be very unique when I don't know too much about it. But I do know, based on this brief synopsis that I have in front of me, it does look like there is some type of human species adapts synthetic environment, body undergoes transformations, mutilations, and stuff like that. So that's as far as I'm going to go. And meanwhile, there's a mysterious group that tries to shed a light on the next phase of human evolution. So yeah, that sounds right up my alley. And I mean, this cast here is just so talented. First you have, Kristen Stewart, who's been on the run, in my opinion, for a long time. Viggo Mortensen, he's one of my favorite actors working in Hollywood. I've always been a fan of his since I first came across him. Of course, a lot of us know him from Lord of the Rings. And then Lea Seydoux, another fantastic actress. So, I mean, David Cronenberg, check. Great talent, check. Pretty interesting premise and sci-fi horror, body horror, and all that different stuff there. I'm into it. So I do plan on giving it a watch. I think I have a screening tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to be checking out tomorrow, and then hopefully, as my schedule allows it, I'll be reviewing that film for you all probably by Friday, if not Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, that is Crimes of the Future. And again, for my David Cronenberg fans, he had a film in the 70s, I think, with the same exact title. And this isn't a sequel. This is, I guess, reimagining of that story. Fast forward 50, almost 50 years now. Technology is different, cameras are different. Obviously a different cast, so he probably wants to refreshing this story here. So let me know if you all have heard of this film, Crimes of the Future, and if so, if you're excited for it, and if you'll be checking it out. And let me know for any David Cronenberg fans out there that are watching live on the replay, what films of his have you seen, and what are some of your favorite? Because he is a very, like I said, very unique auteur director that has some really cool visuals and some pretty gross visuals at the same time, and also too, runs in the family. I saw his son made a movie a couple years ago called Possessor, which I thought was a really good film. So again, this Friday, Crimes of the Future. Let me know if that's on you guys' radar, and let's have some dialogue around that film. So this one here, this is a big one. This film franchise has my favorite film of all time within this franchise. I can't say the same thing about the sequels, but the first one is my favorite film of all time. It's a classic, and we're talking about Jurassic Park Domain, which is coming out June 10th on a Friday. What this is at this point, guys. We got the future of mankind hangs in the balance as humans and dinosaurs must coexist with one another. It sounds like the same same films, or kind of in the same vein of Lost World, but on a much bigger scale, no less. But as you all can see, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in the best frame of mind with this franchise right now based on the last film. Now, again, as I mentioned, I am a fan of the first one. That's my favorite film of all time, Jurassic Park. The second one's fine. Not the biggest fan of the third one. Jurassic World, which was, kind of a rehash, reboot of a sorts. I have fun with that film. I don't revisit it as often as I do, obviously, the first one, but I have fun with that film. This is where the franchise, the worst one of the franchises, the most recent one was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That film to me was, and I can't think of the director's name, but he did a movie called Monsters, which was great. So I was excited to see him kind of obviously dealing with dinosaurs and tackling that type of narrative. I wasn't a fan of that last film, but I will say, as far as I am happy, Colin Trevorrow, who's back, who directed Jurassic World in 2015, which is crazy. It might have been 2014. I think it's 2015. But he's back. He's directing this film. And also, speaking of back, as you all see from the posters and the trailers, the OG crew is back. I'm talking of Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and my man Jeff Goldblum. Of course, we all know them as Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ellie, and of course, Dr. Ian Malcolm. They are back, and I hope they can save it, because I like Chris Pratt. I'm a fan of his. Bryce Dallas Howard, I like her a lot. That I just noticed that little girl from the last film is on the poster, so that just dampened my mood, because I wasn't a fan of that plot of her being a clone or whatever. But I am here for the OGs. I hope they don't kill them off. I hope they bring that vibe, that nostalgia feel. I hope they don't feel forced. Based on what I've seen from the trailer, they seem to be pretty heavily involved in the film. If I were a betting man, I bet that they're probably more involved in probably the first half, and then back half of the second, and all the way into the third, because they still have to, they gotta. This is, I don't say passing the torch, but it's just, this right now is still in the vein of Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. This is kind of their franchise, so I know they want them to be more in the forefront. But I want more of Sam and Laura and my boy Jeff, if I'm being honest. But I'm fingers crossed, because again, my favorite film of all time comes to this franchise. I'm a freak when it comes to just dinosaurs and sci-fi and stuff like that. So fingers crossed. I do have an invite to see this. The 7th, I think, the 7th or the 8th, sometime next week, just a few days, not too crazy, just a couple days away from it being released to the public. But let me know, all those that are at home, if you're excited for this film, if you're a fan of this franchise. If so, what's your favorite of the franchise? Are you a fan of the new characters? Do you want them to continue this after this film? Do you think a pivotal character from the new batch, from the old batch, will be, killed off? And let's have those discussions as well. Again, I'm hopeful. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I hope that it's something that's great. I really do. I always want to go into a film with high hopes. I'm one of those, what have you done for me lately? And based on the last film, it wasn't that great. But before we move on, let me see what you guys are talking about. Again, we've covered Crimes of the Future. We just talked about Jurassic World Domain, and we're going to talk about some other films here. But let me check in with you all to see what you're talking about before we move on. They agree with me with Atlanta. You would probably like this one. Heard good things from the critics from Cannes. Yeah, I've heard. If we're talking about Crimes of the Future, I've heard some not so good things. I heard some people at Cannes, and I guess this is like tradition when they walk out, that's like a good thing. But I've heard some people walked out of that film, which when I hear that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna probably like it. I'll be honest with you. But I've also heard some other sides of it, like people just weren't too much of fans of it. But I'm excited for it. Neither here nor there. I'm gonna check it out tomorrow night. So I'm fingers crossed on that one. I need to catch up with my Jurassics. Rims, first one, as you know, that's the classic. Second one, Lost World, I enjoy. I have fun with. I haven't revisited that film in a while, but I really remember. I've seen it, 3 or 4 times, but it's been a while since I've revisited. Third one, I wasn't a fan of at all. The fourth one I enjoyed, which was a reboot, Jurassic World. And like I just said, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom was trash. It was trash. It was really bad. So I'm hoping that this one, I have a feeling this one's going to be a lot better than the last one, but we'll see where it falls in the rest of the franchise. I just really want to have a good time and get these awesome characters back in the screen. I think I missed the last one. I'll wait on Jurassic. Yeah, you don't have to see the last one. I'll be honest with you. I'll be real with you. Excited for the OG. Yeah, same here. And we got Malcolm came back like for a split second in the last one at the beginning of the film, and that was like his only appearance in the entire film. So we'll see. But moving on to our next big film, which is coming out the following. Again, this is summertime, baby. It's so great to have these films back in theaters and things somewhat getting back to somewhat of normalcy with these films. But next week, man, we got a character that I grew up with, and I think a lot of you all have probably grown up with too. I'm talking about Buzz Lightyear, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to read the synopsis. You know who Buzz Lightyear is. He's the intergalactic space adventurer explorer who is on a quest to recruit some robots and take on, his arch enemy. So we all know what Buzz Lightyear has to offer. Of course, Tim Allen is voicing the character. We have my boy Chris Evans voicing Buzz, and we also have a pretty good cast. Taika Waititi, who, oh my goodness, this man, how does he work? He's acting, he's directing, he's doing Star Wars, he's doing Marvel. I mean, this man is busier than I don't know what. But he's voicing a character. We got Keke Palmer, who, shout out to her, she's gonna have a great year. I mean, she's gonna be in this film. She's going to be in Jordan Peele's Nope. So she's going to be having a great year. And it's Buzz, man. It's, I grew up with Toy Story, Buzz and Woody. All those films were just, some of my favorite films of all time. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I haven't seen all the trailers. I haven't read all the different things out there because I think they premiered the first 30 minutes at the expo exhibit when they showed all the new movies and whatnot, and a lot of people said the first 30 minutes were fantastic. This film is definitely giving me First Man vibes, which was the Damien Chazelle, his last film, which I really, really enjoyed. I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fans of that film, but I really enjoyed it. But I'm a Buzz fan. I'm as I mentioned several times already, sci-fi is right up my alley. Space expositions and all that stuff, I'm here for it. So I'm going in with, I'm not expecting to get the Toy Story vibes from this film, but I am expecting to just have a good time with the character I love and grew up with, exploring space, meeting these new characters, and it's Pixar, so they're gonna probably tug at the heartstrings. So let me know if you all are excited for Pixar's Lightyear coming out on June 17th. I believe I'm going to be seeing that a couple days early as well, so you guys can probably expect a spoiler-free breakdown in the week when it releases. So again, let me know in the chat your excitement level, your anticipation, your hype level for Buzz Lightyear, or should I just say Lightyear, coming out in just a few weeks. So moving on to another horror film that I'm looking forward to, and also coming out on the same day, we have a biopic. I'm talking about The Black Phone and Elvis, coming out June 24th. Now let's start off by talking about The Black Phone. This is brought to us by the director of Sinister and Doctor Strange. I'm talking about Scott Derrickson, who I'm a fan of his work. I really enjoyed Sinister. That film is pretty awesome. I don't know if he didn't do the sequel. I think he was executive producer, but he didn't do the sequel because the sequel was not good in my opinion. But the first one was great, and he's partnering up with Ethan Hawke, who's channeling his inner villains this year. For my MCU fans out there, we know him as our main villain in Moon Knight, and now he's a serial killer. Stalking kids, he's kidnapping kids, a mass sadistic murderer, taking people. And we have this kid who's in his basement, and he's able to communicate with the past victims with as the title alludes to, a black phone. So yeah, man. Like I said, Scott Derrickson, he knows how to do horror, even in the Doctor Strange film, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, the 2016 Doctor Strange. I love what he brings to the visual storytelling of Scott Derrickson. And then again, when he's really focusing on horror, I think he does a great job in telling these different stories. So I have no doubt that Mr. Ethan Hawke's going to bring a great performance. No doubt about that. I don't want to say fear, but my only thing based on the trailers is this kid, which I don't have his name in front of me now, but this seems to really rely on this young man to carry the narrative, to be the one obviously communicating with the dead. He's our main character that gets kidnapped by Ethan Hawke's character. So to me, I don't want to put all the pressure on the kid, but I think this film is going to really rely on the audience. I'm referring to myself and you all watching this live. It's going to, rely on him to carry us through this narrative. And I think this might be the kid's first main role in Hollywood. So that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. But I no doubt believe that he has a great director backing him up, and Scott Derrickson. He has a great scene partner in Ethan Hawke. So I'm really looking forward to this film. Again, I'm a horror fan. I've heard some really good things about the film, and I'm here for it. Again, that's June 24th, The Black Phone, with Scott Derrickson behind the camera. Ethan Hawke, being menacing, being creepy, looking weird with the mask, kidnapping kids, coming out on the 24th. So let me know what you all are thinking and saying, and excited for that film. But this film here, let's go ahead and talk about it. Mr. Elvis Presley. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We got Elvis, guys, the biopic from Baz Luhrmann, who, I'm not going to lie, 50-50 for me, 50-50. I'm not the biggest fan of his work, but I appreciate the grandioso approach to his directing. So I'm gonna give this one a chance. I'm obviously familiar with Elvis. I wouldn't say I'm the world's biggest fan, but I appreciate the music that I've heard from him. Very excited to learn more about this icon, from his hits, him coming up, because this film is taking place in the 50s, and his complex relationship with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. So I'm really excited to kind of see where he comes from. I do know the kind of, I don't want to say controversy, but I know some people feel a certain way about Elvis, him being, taking a lot of sounds and rhythms and style from the Black community, which from the trailer, it seemed like he embraced that and he acknowledged that that's where he got his style. But again, I don't know all the full details, because like I said, I know people that don't listen to Elvis because they feel like he stole music, which is, a whole conversation within itself, stealing culture. But I want to see them tackle that, as well as tackle what's going on in the 50s and all that different stuff and all the surrounding characters and all the different stuff. So and I think too, my man Calvin Harrison Jr. is in this film. He's playing is he playing I know this has a really good cast, and I think Calvin Harrison Jr. is in it, but I know who's playing the Colonel, one of my favorite actors of all time, Tom Hanks. So he looks unrecognizable. You can obviously see it's Tom Hanks, but I love the prosthetics there, and from what I gathered from the trailer, he looks like he's given a supporting actor performance. This is, in my opinion, Tom Hanks is one of the greatest actors of all time. So I'm honestly, I'll be honest with you all, I'm looking forward to it more from being a Tom Hanks fan and seeing what he's going to deliver in this role. But I'm not going to stun on this young man here, Austin Butler, who I haven't seen the most Austin Butler work, but we have a side-by-side comparison pretty solid casting, if you ask me, in just regards to the look. And again, from the trailer, I see that he's really, getting that Elvis swag. That thank you very much. He's giving that swagger, so I think he's going to give us a strong performance. So fingers crossed, man. I give biopics a chance, but I also, at this point in my life, I've seen so many biopics where I kind of know what to expect when it comes to like how they tell the narrative, and they just shine a light on highlighting certain brighter, more happier elements of how they came to be who they are, the legends and the icons that we know them to be. But sometimes some of those biopics don't really dive into the minutia, don't really dive into their who they are, why they do what they do, where they come from. So I'm hoping that Bass, and I know he does like all his movies are like 3 hours long. So hopefully that runtime really dives deep into this icon who goes by the name of Elvis. So again, guys, let me know. I've heard some things about it, and take it as you will, but I haven't heard the best of things, if I'll say that. I haven't heard the greatest things about Elvis, but hey, I'm going to go in with my own thoughts and my own, opinions, and I'm going to leave all that baggage at the front door and just go in and hopefully walk out happy, surprised, and, telling everyone to go check it out. So, again, guys, that's coming out. We're talking The Black Phone. We're talking Elvis, coming out on June 24th. So out of those two films, let me know, if you had to pick, which one will you be seeing first? Which one are you more excited for? And then which one do you think you will walk out enjoying the most between those two films? Two different films. I don't think they're sharing the same audience, but let me know which one you guys are excited for. I'm looking forward to both of them. More so the Black Phone, because again, I'm a horror fan. More so I am, a biopic fan. So, but neither here nor there. Again, more movies coming to the theater, so that's always a positive. So, again, just recapping all those films that we just kind of went over, going back to The Crimes of the Future. Let me move this banner out of the way for a quick second. We talked about that film. I'm looking forward to it. I will be seeing that tomorrow night. We talked about Jurassic World Dominion. We talked about Lightyear, and then we just got done talking about The Black Phone and Elvis. So again, let me know, out of those films, which one will you be seeing? Which one are you excited for? And then I guess just to give you guys my thoughts, out of all those films, I'm probably most excited for Lightyear. And then after that, I would say The Black Phone. And then from there, Crimes of the Future, and then Jurassic, and then Elvis is my, as far as like excitement, anticipation. Hopefully, not hopefully, I'm 99% sure you'll be seeing reviews for all of those films from me for the month of June. So with that being said, let me hop back into the comments and see which of those films you all are looking forward to seeing, and what you all have to say about them. So let's see. What's going on, Mara? How we doing? I know I'm gonna cry for which one? Jurassic. For the OGs, coming back from the OGs. Let's see Cassandra's list here. She shared, and this is when I asked about which films or shows were you guys most excited for the month of May. She said The Devil You Know, The Northman, good one. I've heard some mixed things about The Man Who Fell from the Earth, but Mystery of Marilyn Monroe that I can remember up top of my head. Nice. Really, really nice. Again, the only one I saw out of your list there, Cassandra, was The Northman, which I can definitely attest to. That was fantastic. So, I like Elvis movies, but the movie looks like, like I said, from what I've heard, it's not that good. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on, Kevin. Passing Elvis, unless they tell the true story with him borrowing his thing. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what I've heard about Elvis. But again, based on the trailer I saw, it looks like he wasn't hiding that. He seemed to let people know where he got his swag. But again, I'm not too familiar with his backstory, so that's maybe the film will explore that. Let's see. Jurassic Park and IMAX. Nice. You know what? I've seen Jurassic Park in theaters. It wasn't in IMAX, but I saw it in theaters a couple years ago, and it made me fall in love with it even more. Because like I told you, it was my favorite film of all time. So I would never pay money to see a film on Elvis. What's going on, Nancy? Nisi, I'm sorry. Moses saying Lightyear. Okay. For Buzz, yeah. Again, it's Pixar. They like when you buy a ticket from Pixar, they might as well just put in the poster, bring your tissue box because they're gonna make you cry. It's a given. It's a given. All right. Taking my lady to go see Jurassic. Nice, nice. Okay. Um, let's see here. I love Jurassic Park movies. One, yes. Two, I can rock with. Three, no sir. Four, I'm okay with. Five, no sir. So what is that? Three out of I guess they're winning right now. Three out of two. 3 out of 5. I guess 3 out of 5. I guess. Greetings. Maybe Top Gun would be good. Maybe I'll be Top Gun. I forgot to mention. How did I forget to mention it? That was definitely. I said Emergency was the only good film I saw last month, or my number one. No, no disrespect to Mercy. Really good film. Still recommend you all check it out. Top Gun Maverick was my favorite film that I saw last month, bar none. Fantastic. Little Richard needs a. Is it Little Richard, by the way, Kevin? I mentioned Calvin Harrison Jr. I couldn't remember who he was playing. I think he's playing Little Richard in the Elvis film. I'm a big. If you all don't know, Calvin Harrison Jr. is one of my favorite actors working today, and I think he's playing Little Richard in the Elvis film, which gets me excited because I love seeing him in anything. The kid's fantastic. Winning Time was excellent. Definitely will be in my. It's in my top 5 right now. We'll see where it lands at the end of the year, but right now, Winning Time is definitely one of my favorite shows this year. Yes, Northman was so great. All right. So let's go ahead. We talked about the movies. Let's go ahead and talk about some shows, and let's start off with Netflix. All the new movies and shows that are coming to Netflix. Let's start off by talking about a movie by the name of Hustle. Now, Hustle, as you all can see on the screen now, executive or from the producers of Mr. Adam Sandler himself and LeBron James. If you all don't know, this film is. I'll read the synopsis here. After a down on his luck basketball scout discovers an extraordinary player abroad, he brings the phenom back without his team's approval. Basically what it's saying is Adam Sandler is a scout. He recruits, NBA players. It sounds like he's been on down luck. He's probably hasn't recruited some good players, or things didn't work out for him. You've seen this story before. Someone out of their luck, they have to, do something to not only prove to themselves that they can do this, but prove it to their family, prove it to obviously their employer. You got Queen Latifah in the film as well. I believe that's his wife in the film. I saw a brief teaser for the film. And again, this is Adam Sandler. That's the player that I think he is scouting, who is abroad, who's, I guess, giving me, for my basketball fan, some Nurkics for the Denver Nuggets. Nurk, the MVP, he's giving me those type of vibes. I'm a sports fan. Again, like I mentioned, Winning Time, Lakers fan, Kobe, the GOAT, RIP. So I love a good basketball story. I love a good comeback story. I love a good story about, never giving up on your dreams, and all that good stuff. So, hey, I'll give it a watch. I reached out to Netflix. They didn't hit me back. This was like 2 weeks ago. They didn't hit me back with any information on screener possibilities, but I'm going to probably give it a watch. It does come out on a Wednesday, which is kind of weird in the middle of the week, next Wednesday. But yeah, man, like I said, I'll probably check it out. I like Adam Sandler. You all know him. You love him. I certainly do. I like that he's, gravitating towards more of the serious roles, Uncut Gems. Now this, he's had other more serious roles in the past, and please stay away from the the goofy, that movie with him and his twin sister, and the movies that he does with all his close friends. I can't think of that franchise now, but I like Huey Halloween was the last goofy ass film he did, but I like the more, and don't get me wrong, I like comedy Adam Sandler, but he hasn't made in my opinion, a good comedy since probably, I won't go back to the 90s, because I will say Click was a good drama family with comedy elements. That's probably the last good Adam Sandler funny movie that I can remember seeing was Click. But as far as drama goes, like I said, Uncut Gems was one of his best performances. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me know if you all are excited for Hustle, coming to Netflix next Wednesday. Let me know in the chat. All right, so what do we have else coming out on Netflix? Well, let's check it out. We got coming out on Friday, June 17th. We got another movie to talk about. by the name of Spiderhead. That's an interesting title, Spiderhead. And as you all can see from the cast, Chris Hemsworth, Jesse Smollett, and Miles Teller, who did a great job, and most recently in Top Gun Maverick. So, for those that don't know too much about the film, you pretty much have two people that form a connection while doing this state of the art type of experiments with this brilliant visionary played by Chris Hemsworth. So we have Journey and Miles Teller, who are those two individuals that kind of connect and agree to do this new state of the art type of experiments, who, like I said, are led by Chris Hemsworth, which great cast, man. I really like this cast. And also, I do want to say that the director of this film is Joseph Kosinski. So if you all did just recently see Top Gun Maverick, excuse me, Top Gun Maverick, this is the same director that did that film, which I thought was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to his direction. I love a good kind of, experimental, I would imagine some sci-fi. It's probably going to be like, I don't want to say too far into the distant future, but at least further enough where, they're allowing people to go to this high-end, super, secret island to be tested on. And, I love those type of stories. Number one, what is it about these characters that makes them want to get the study on? What is it about, Chris Hemsworth that, got him to that point where people trust him to be able to do these experiments? Where does he get the funds from? Is it government approved? Is it under the table? So I'm really here for it, guys. Spiderhead coming out on June 17th. And if you all are like, man, I don't know about Chris Hemsworth, can he be a villain? I see him as the funny guy, he's Thor. Listen, this is a film called Bad Times at the El Royale, with Drew Goddard directed and wrote that film. Fantastic. It was him, John Hamm, my girl. Oh man, her name was right on the tip of my tongue. Cynthia Erivo. And a couple other great people, Dakota Johnson. It's a really good film, and I don't want to give too much away for it. I don't know if a lot of people saw it. I don't think it did that well at the box office. But he plays the villain in that film. He's the leader of this cult, and he was great. And I think, again, based on the trailer and based on the synopsis, I think he's going to be a mad scientist. I think he's going to have some sick, twisted kind of reasons why he created this experiment, and essentially based on the experiment, these drugs alter your mood. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Again, that's Spiderhead coming to Netflix on June 17th. Let me know if you all are excited for that, if you're looking forward to it. And before we move on, let me catch up to the chat here, see what we got going. Let's see what we got. Let's see. What's going on, Tyrian? How you doing, man? Welcome. We're just chatting about all the new movies and shows coming out. Appreciate you joining us. Pass on Elvis, maybe Black Phone, Jurassic is a must for sure. Again, guys, and to everyone, all 37 of you all watching live, appreciate you all. If you haven't already, make sure to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Lightyear, for sure. Let's see. We got people showing love. I love when you all are saying what's up to everyone. What's going on? I read about. Why did I read that as super? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it's already a film of all of all her different encounters. But no, Spiderhead. Spiderhead is the name of the film coming to Netflix. Let's see here. We got people talking about Top Gun, which was great. Again, the director of Top Gun is doing the Spider. I was about to say Spiderhead movie. He'll be doing that. So, and a lot of people look to be interested in it. Cool. Miles was looking right, and Top Gun too. Rooster, yeah, I really enjoyed Miles Teller. Man, I think I don't want to say he gets a bad rap, but I think, and social media is social media. I've heard that sometimes he's done some wild things off camera that you don't want to hear about. Actors just kind of he's a young actor. He's grown into his own, but he came into fame a little bit early in his career. But neither here nor there. He's a great actor. Taking not necessarily separating the art from the artist, but he's a good actor, and that's all. That's all I want to say there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him in this film, and he was great in Top Gun for sure. Let me check something here, because again, my screen is so laggy. Again, guys, for everyone tuning in live, I can't thank you enough for the love and the support. If you haven't already, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. You're sharing this to all your friends and family that love movie and shows just like we do. And you guys are leaving your thoughts in the comments. Go ahead and leave your favorite movie and shows looking forward to. And if you're watching this on the replay, if you can do the same, that'll be much appreciated. And I'm just checking some stuff on the back end here on YouTube. So give me a quick second here. You guys can hear my dog saying what's up to the neighbors, as he always does, because he's so friendly. He's so friendly. All right, let's see here. I'm just going on YouTube and seeing, is there a reason why it's so laggy on my side? All right. There we go. But in the meantime, before we move on to the next thing on Netflix, let me know who's excited for this month as far as June. Are we going out? Are we hanging with the homies? Are we hanging out with the family? Are we going to the theater? Are we back in the theater? How are you all feeling about that? Going back to the theater as of late? Let's have those discussions. All right, we should be good. I don't know why it's so laggy on my end, but let's move on. Let's move on. Let's get the show back on the road, back to our regularly scheduled program. So moving on to a TV show coming out on a weekday. Again, what's up with these Wednesdays? I don't know, man. It's like, did they used to do that back in the day? Was that like prime time for shows and movies? Was in the middle of the week? Neither here nor there. We got Wednesday, the 22nd of June. We have Umbrella Academy, which I am a big fan of. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Season 3 is coming back, and as you all can see on the screen now, we got the Sparrows are coming into town, which is essentially another alternate version of our main characters of the show. But it's a different timeline, different world that we're going to be meeting these characters. But I'm happy to be back and getting back with these characters. Like I said, I'm gonna have to revisit the first and second season. I don't remember what happened. I know 11 or number 5 sent them to another timeline in season 2, and they were like in the 60s, and some of them stayed there, and some of them had like families and stuff like that. And I don't remember all the stuff in the middle. I know how it ended. But I don't remember the stuff in the middle. So I'm gonna have to revisit the show. I'm a big fan of Umbrella Academy. Like I said, it's been a couple years. Klaus, we got Elliot Page, who's going to be going by Victor this new season. Of course, number 5, he's my favorite character of the entire show. Luther and Allison and Domingo, was that his name? Diego. The Hargraves, right? If I'm not mistaken, like I said, it's been a minute, but it's a really great show, guys. If you're not on Umbrella Academy, you're missing out on a fantastic show. It's kind of a mixture of it's a family narrative, family drama, with obviously superheroes with different powers, but it's a really good show, man. It's a lot of fun. It's some really great characters, some really fun moments, and just a show with a lot of heart, man. I love a good show with heart and just like dysfunctional families coming together and working together. So that new season, man, again, we got the Sparrow family with Ben, leading that family again. We got my man Klaus in number 5, my favorite character, and Diego there in the mix. And again, I'm looking forward. There's been, for those that watch the show know who Ben is. He's someone that's been missing in action, but he is back in action with this new group here. And my favorite characters is what was his name? Was it Pogo? Again, I'm trying to refresh myself. I think his name was Pogo. Let me know if I'm wrong. But again, guys, it's a really great show. I wouldn't lie to you. It's not just for superhero fans, but just fans of good TV. It's one of my favorite shows on Netflix. And like I said, it's 2 seasons now, and obviously we got the 3rd season coming up soon. But I'm really excited. I'm gonna have to check my my Netflix and refresh myself on before this third season. So let me know, those that are watching live or watching replay, if you're a fan of the Umbrella Academy, and if so, who's your favorite character? Let me know. Mine is number 5. That kid is great, man. I really hope that kid has some other opportunities to do some other films. I've only seen him on this show, and I think he's great as number 5. But I just love all of them together, and I'm really happy to see them back, and to see them go against the Sparrows. That's going to be really, really cool. So if we got any Umbrella Academy fans out there, let me know if you are stoked, excited, looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments. So speaking of the comments, let's see what y'all talking about. Let's see because we're gonna move on to Apple TV Plus. So that's all. Let me just run through Netflix one more time again. And of course, I'm pointing out like 3 things. There's gonna be 99 things every week dropping for the month of June. Thousands of movies and shows on Netflix. But those are like the things that really kind of piqued my interest and kind of got my attention. But again, let me know which ones you are looking forward to, or if I missed something. But again, just to refresh, we got Hustle coming out. We got Spiderhead coming out, and then, like I said, the Umbrella Academy Season 3. So that's all the main stuff that I caught and that I'm looking forward to for Netflix. Let me know at home what you guys are looking forward to. So let me catch up with the chat here. Let me see. Can't wait to see my girl Journey. Yeah, she's great, man. She's great. She's been great since she was a kid. But as she's gotten older, I really come to appreciate her as an actress, and she is a force to reckon with, man. Lovecraft, I thought she was great, and as Canary, and if they confirmed that she's back as Canary for my DC fans, that she's gonna have her own show or movie or something like that, which I'm excited for. Hashtag bring back Lovecraft Country and Misha Green. What's going on, HBO? Netflix, why don't you scoop them up? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Which, speaking of, Misha Green needs to come back and let us know. That's what I'm saying, Cassandra. I don't know what's up. Especially with, what is she doing? Tomb Raider 2? I don't know what's going on with that film, but, keep hope alive. I will give Green or Spiderhead a chance. Friday night movie. Yeah, I'll give it a chance. Like I said, director's great cast, great premise. I'm here for it. So yeah, Jurassic Park Dominion will be a hit. Oh yeah, no doubt, Kevin. Again, regardless of how I felt about the last one, it still made $1 billion, and the one before that made $1 billion, and this one's gonna make $1 billion. Well, yeah, it's gonna make $1 billion. Let me be honest. So yeah, it's gonna be a hit. In Paramount, they're killing it with this film, Jurassic or Top Gun. Yeah, they're having a good year, having a great year so far. Kevin says Buzz Lightyear will do okay, just okay, Kevin, but it will do better on Disney. I think it's going to do great, Kevin. If I'm being honest with you, man. I think Buzz Lightyear will do 90 million on its opening weekend, which is big. It's huge for an animation. 90? No, let me scale that down. Let me scale that to 75 million opening weekend. And by the time it's done on its domestic run, because like you mentioned, it will be on Disney Plus in 45 days from its release. So that's going to cut its legs a little bit, through a lot, to be honest with you. But I can see this doing by the end of its run. Because you got to remember, kids are going to be out of school. Theaters are opening up more. People are going to the theater more. I think it's going to have great word of mouth. I don't think it's $1 billion, but I think it's going to be like 680 by the time it's domestically over. And I would have had it closer to 8, but of course the 45-day window kind of hurts it there. But I think it's going to do pretty good, man, if I'm being honest with you. But it's going to do great on Disney Plus. I don't disagree with you there, Kevin. It's going to do fantastic on Disney Plus. Going to the theater is very select. Yeah, same here. I don't go and it's been like this for 2 years, but I used to go to the theater every week, 2-3 times a week. But yeah, I'm very selective too. But I've definitely been more open to taking chances on movies, which I haven't done in a while, as far as like on the fence about I'll just wait till it come on. Like, I'll check it out. But yeah. Well, shout out to you, Rims. Thank you for the love and support there. Dropping some love to Elliot. Love always. Well, I appreciate you, Rims, and thank all 40 of you all that are watching live. We're approaching the hour, and we'll probably go for another we got like another 10 minutes worth of content that we'll cover, and then we'll leave like the last 20 minutes for like questions and chatting with you all. But shout out to you, Rims, always a big supporter of the channel. Appreciate the love and support. Thank you very much for the super chat. And again, guys, if you are so inclined to support your boy on the channel here, super chats are available, PayPal's available, as well as Cash App. So by no means is it necessary, but if you guys want to support the channel, those outlets to do so are open and available. But also, the best thing you can do for the channel is give it a thumbs up, share it, and continue this conversation in the live chat, and the same for those watching the replay. But shout out to you, Rims. Appreciate the love, and thank you. Let's see here, Cassandra. I will watch Umbrella Academy. Yeah, again, I'm a big fan of that. Again, I gotta go back and refresh myself. I don't know if I'm a weirdo. I'm gonna have to watch season 1, then watch season 2, and then the season 3. I can't just watch season 2 and then jump into season. I gotta go from the beginning. So I'm gonna have to do that soon, because that's a couple weeks from now. So yeah, but I'm a big fan of the show. I'm a big fan. Umbrella Academy is everything. Yeah, it's great. It's a great show. Like I said, for those that aren't watching it, I highly recommend. I'm so hyped to see how they will treat Elliot character. Yeah, me too, man. Elliot Page, like I said, he's going to be going by the name of Victor this season. They added that plot. You know, that plot has been there since the end of season 1, and then season 2, Elliot's character had a love interest. I can't remember the character's name, but he fell in love with a mother with a family. Again, I can't remember what happened in season 2, but yeah, they started to implement the storyline in season 2, and now we're going to see the full, you know, continuation of that story with Elliot's character, whose name will be. Did he go by Victor in season 2? Memory is bad. But yeah, I'm very excited to see Elliot's Page, his story, and how they're going to mix that into this new season. Very excited for that. And I mean, it's a great name. Elliot's a fantastic name. So very excited to see him in the season 3. My little sugar from Euphoria was yes. How can I forget our boy Ashtray? What's his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. But yes, he will be in this new season. That little kid has a very, very, very bright future. And like I said, if you all recall those Euphoria discussions, don't be surprised if Ashtray is back in season 3. Because hey, we heard a thump, but we ain't seen nobody. They could have shot him in the arm and knocked him out. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, a young man will be in that show. He's a great actor. Just saw Top Gun this past Friday. Really good movie. Really great movie. I definitely agree with you, Walter. I hope you and your wife enjoyed it. It's a movie going experience like no other, for sure. Glad you enjoyed it. Can't wait. Yep. Me neither. Let's see here. Are you gonna review the Dash Cam movie that's coming to theaters? I don't even know what that is, bro. So probably not. I'll look it up after this, but I don't know what the Dash Cam movie is. Is it a movie with like the what is it? Screen life, where they record like from their device, like for a dash cam, for example. But I this is my first time hearing of it, man. And hit that likes and subscribe for more awesome content. There you go, Rims. Appreciate it. Hey, you heard her. Do what she said. Thank you. Barry or Umbrella Academy, which one to start first? Ooh, decisions. They both have 3 seasons. They're both very different from each other, but have similarities. Just great writing, great character, great acting. Ooh, Barry's the quicker binge, if I will say, because it's only 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, to be honest with you. So that one you can probably breeze through a lot quicker, and it's fantastic, by the way. So yeah, I would probably say start Barry first, and then Umbrella Academy, because Barry will be ending actually by the time Barry ends, the end of season 3 will be over. So that'll be a great carryover for you, Kevin. You start watching now, you can be caught up with season 3. Will depend on how you watch it. If you watch it every, a couple episodes a night, or spread it out. But I would definitely say start Barry and then jump into Umbrella Academy. But 2 fantastic shows that I can't recommend enough. It's supposed to be a supernatural thriller. Okay, again, this, you know what? Let me look it up. This, is it called Webcam? Or Dash Cam movie. Here it is, popped up. It says here that it came out last year. Did it have like a limited release and someone picked it up recently? Jason Blum. Is it a Blumhouse? Oh, Blumhouse Productions. Okay. Yeah, it says it came out in TIFF last year. I don't see anything about a. Okay, let's see. Release September. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't see. It doesn't show that it's coming out this Friday. At least from when I'm looking at it on Google. Oh no, it is. You're right. You're right. June 2nd. Cool. And it is one of those found footage movies. I'm gonna pass on that, Walter, but I appreciate it. Let me just read a synopsis here. At the start of the pandemic, it's a pandemic film. Still is like, okay, we'll see. You know, I like a horror, so I appreciate the recommendation. So we'll see. I appreciate it, bro. All right, so we talked movies, we talked Netflix. Let's move on to some other streaming platforms, and not too much, but I always like to shout from the rooftops how great Apple is, and we're talking Apple TV Plus. And this was a show, I'm not gonna lie, I started it, I watched the first 3 episodes, and I wasn't hooked after the first 3 episodes, but I've heard it is a fantastic show. I'm talking about For All Mankind season 3, which is coming back on June 10th, which is on a Friday. Again, I did watch the first 3 episodes of season 1. Cool premise for you all that don't know. For what I remember from the show, because this was in 2019 when it premiered, it's not an else world, but it's a scenario in which, what if Russia landed on the moon first, the space race? What if Russia landed on the moon first, and the ramifications of that, right? So again, I didn't make it that far to see what happened, but based on the 3 episodes, it didn't hook me. And then of course, when I first watched it, that's when Apple TV Plus just dropped, and I was more intrigued with Servant and the morning show, and what else premiered? The morning show, Servant. C was something else that came out, so I was gravitating towards that. And plus 2, I think Watchmen was on TV, so it was just like, it was more things that had my attention, and it didn't hook me. Again, I always like to give a show 3 episodes, which is why a lot of shows premiere the first 3 episodes, because it really kind of sets the mood, sets the tone, gives you a nice idea what to expect. And it just didn't hit me. But again, man, everyone I know that watches the show and continues to watch the show says it's great TV. And I believe them. Visually, it was great. It was good performances. It wasn't a matter of like, man, these performances suck. I just wasn't like, it just didn't grasp my attention. But apparently, it's 3 seasons, so someone's watching it, right? And like I said, everyone that I've heard that's still watching says it's one of the best shows. So, and you all know, like I said, I always try to advocate. I'm not sponsored by Apple, maybe one day, but not now. But I always advocate how great Apple TV Plus content is. Like, man, they have some of the best shows, man. I'm telling y'all, if you haven't already. Again, we're not sponsored by Apple, not yet, knock on wood. But $4.99 a month, man, and you're getting quality over quantity. I'm telling y'all, Defending Jacob, C, Servant, Ted Lasso, morning show, Foundation, Servant, Severance, one of the best shows on TV this year. Listen, Apple, y'all watching? Sponsor the show. But listen, man, Apple TV Plus is great. So that was really the only thing that. And also, there was one more thing. Not you. Cha Cha Real Smooth. Another thing that Apple does a good job, they buy a lot of films from the film festival, and they, show it on its platform, this being one of them. Now, I have heard nothing, and I mean nothing but great things about this film. I don't know what it's about. I'll be honest, because when I heard the good buzz, I'm like, okay, let me discover this on my own. I think it involves our main character meets Dakota Johnson's character at a bar mitzvah, and they like have a friendship, and there's like it's a romance, I guess, like a rom-com, more or less. Great cast, I love these 2 actors on the screen. I'm not too familiar with the main guy, our main character, but you got Dakota Johnson here. But I've heard Cha Cha Real Smooth is real good. So that's another thing that's coming to Apple TV Plus. I think I want to say it's coming out on that Friday, June 10th as well. So let me know. Again, it premiered it was TIFF. I think came out in TIFF last September. And again, everyone I know loved the film. So listen, your boy loves horror. I love a good, scary movie. I love a good, sci-fi, but I also have a heart, and I love good rom-coms, a good, good love story. So I'm gonna give that a watch. Let me know if you all are number one, if you're a fan of For All Mankind, and if I should catch up with it. And then number two, let me know if you all are fans of Cha Cha, Real Smooth. Let me know if you guys are excited for that. So that is the one of the, and then also too, Physical season 2 is coming back, which I haven't seen season 1, but I love Rose Byrne, and I heard that's a good show. So yeah, again, Apple TV Plus, subscribe, give it a test drive, 7-day trial. I think you're gonna love it. Speaking of another streaming services, we got Disney Plus doing this damn thing. For all those out there, let's talk about this one, Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel. Now, I haven't seen the first. I think they allowed the press to see the first 2 episodes. I have not seen them yet. I do plan on watching them, hopefully before the premiere. But if not, I'll be watching next Wednesday. Because I'm a Marvel fan. You all know this about me. I love me some good Marvel stuff, and we got Makala Khan making her live action debut. I'm hearing some really good things about it. I hear it's definitely, we got this from the trailer. It was a coming of age story, which again, I'm a big fan of that genre. She is if you all don't know, she's a huge Captain Marvel fan, which I don't know why. I'm just joking, not really, but she's a big Captain Marvel fan. She's going to be in the Marvels coming out next year, I want to say. And she is going to be exploring her new powers while, being, a young girl growing up in New Jersey. So yeah, man, again, it's going to be very vastly different from WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight. It's a much different story, different tone, but I'm here for it, man. Again, I'm not necessarily quote unquote the target audience, because I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm a grown ass man, but neither here nor there. I still love good coming of age stories, so I'm definitely going to give this show a chance. I'm not going to lie. I don't think, if you all have been part of the community for a while, myself, Amanda, and Chris, and we bring on different various guests throughout the times that we've covered these Marvel shows, I don't know if we'll be doing a weekly live after show for this particular series. I don't want to speak too soon. I haven't seen the episodes yet, so if I see these first 2 episodes, I'm like, yo, y'all need to be checking this out, and I think it's worth the conversations. Then we might come in and break it down every week, but neither here nor there. I do hope it's great. I want this character to blow up. I want people to be excited for this character. I haven't read too much about the character. She's fairly new in the Marvel comic. 2015, 2016, I believe is when the character was introduced. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Let me know if you all are excited for her and her story and her characters. I think this show is going to be a surprise hit. I think this is one of those shows where we're sleeping on it, and I think it's going to give us, number one, a great character, but I also would be surprised if we get some cameos. I think Captain Marvel might appear. I think it would only make sense, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Tiana Paris character, whose name is slipping right now, who became Photon in WandaVision, I think she'll be, because she's going to be in the movie. I think it only makes sense that at least the all 3 of them, somehow we get to see why they're teaming up. So I think we can expect to see them. And she lives in New Jersey. There's some other characters that live in New Jersey. We might get a She-Hulk appearance. We might get some other appearances. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. Miss Marvel coming to Disney Plus on June 8th on a Wednesday. Let me know if you guys are excited for that. So excuse me. But moving on to another show that I'm a fan of. This is probably, I spoke about YA. To me, one of the best YA shows in the last few years, and I'm talking about Love, Victor. It is coming to its final season, and Disney should did this in season 2. Better late than never. It's now gonna be on Disney Plus as well as on Hulu. Disney, I'm still shaking my head. The whole reasoning on why they didn't want to put season 2 was because it was too mature. Get out of here. Anyway, it's the final season. I'm a big fan of this show. I've covered the first 2 seasons on the channel, and I plan on excuse me. I plan on watching season 3. I actually have the screeners for them. I just have to find time to sit down and watch them. But I'm a big fan of the show. I love the characters. I love the family dynamic. I love the message. I love, seeing this character. And, no disrespect to the Love Victor or the Love Simon film, but I think Love Victor, yeah, it's a show, so you obviously get more time with the characters. But putting that aside, I just think this is a much better character than Simon, and it really just it's just a great show. It's a feel good show. It's showing this young man tackling his sexuality in high school. He comes out, he's taking full ownership of who he loves, who he's becoming as a person. Meantime, you got other great surrounding characters with him. It's just like I said, man, I can't speak highly enough of Love Victor. From season 1, season 2 was fantastic. Again, some really rich, fun characters. We got, who is he going, Victor, for my fans that watch it? Who's Victor going to choose? Benji, and I can't think of the young man's name in front of the screen now, but it was a pretty cool ending. I'm not gonna lie, left you like, oh snap, who Victor gonna choose? And if you see the show, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I can't speak highly enough. Like I said, I think it's one of the best YA shows that's on TV, and it's just such a great show, feel good show. And again, Disney, your stupid ass reason not to put season 2 on Disney Plus was goofy, but I'm glad that more people can watch the show now, because it's one of the best shows for young adults and for anyone, So I love Victor, pun intended, and I can't wait for season 3. So we talked about Disney Plus, we talked about all the shows and stuff coming there. So let me transition and see what you guys are talking about in the chat. What new stuff on Disney and Apple TV Plus got you guys excited? Let me go back here and check in the comments. And again, guys, we got 43 people watching live. Again, thank you. Much love and support you all are giving to this channel. It means a lot. If you haven't already, thumbs up, share, continue the comments in the live chat. And those that are watching the replay, if you can do the same, I would appreciate it. Muchly appreciate it. All right, let me see here. Love that show. What we talking about? Love that show. Umbrella Academy. Let me know what show you're talking about, Troy. Because I would love to know what show you're referring to. I couldn't have been Strange Things because June is looking forward to Nope. In Atlanta in the fall. Love Barry. Okay, yeah, we'll be talking about Love Only Murderers here in a second, but yeah, appreciate the comments, man. And definitely get on that Stranger Things. Stranger Things was fire. A friend loves All Mankind. I haven't watched it. Yeah, like I said, I watched the first 3 episodes. I just couldn't get into it. But everyone I know that has watched it says nothing but great things about it. Troy with the $4.99 super chat, showing some love. Troy, I appreciate you, bro. I thank you so much for, number 1, tuning in, watching live. It means a lot. And then number 2, showing some love with the super chat. Thank you very much there. Thank you very much. And again, Troy, if you're still here, man, let me know what show you were referring to earlier when you said you love that show. I would love to see what show you was referring to. Let's see. You talking about Apple 49? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. They do get expensive, but I will say, if you have spare the expense, if you have a couple loose change in your pocket, Apple TV Plus for, like I said, $5, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it, bro. I think it's worth it. Let's see here. How we doing, Susan? I'm sorry, I just joined the conversation. Oh, no worries. So if you talked about it earlier, I apologize. Have we talked about Shiny Girls? No, isn't that on speaking of Apple, isn't that Apple TV Plus show? Correct me if I'm wrong, Susan, and anyone in the chat. I believe that show is on Apple TV Plus with the Elizabeth Moss, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Elizabeth Moss, is that her name? No, that's not her name. Elizabeth. Is Elizabeth Moss from Handmaid's Tale? But no, we haven't talked about Apple or HBO yet. But we're gonna get into that here in a second. But if you're the Shiny Girls, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the one with it is Elizabeth Moss. That's the one that's on Apple TV Plus. But shout out to Susan stopping by, showing some love, and we're gonna be transitioning over to HBO in a second. If anyone is into zombie movies, the sadness is crazy. Definitely twist. Okay, I don't know what that is. I check it out. Eve, what's going on? How we doing? Welcome, Eve. Hope you're doing well. I love. Me too, Eve. It's such a good show, guys. Check it out. I love the way. Yeah, right. It was like, is it Benji? Is it? And again, I can't remember the other kid's name, but yeah, man, I love Victor, and I'm really excited to see this new and sad final season. I'm interested in Miss. Yeah, me too. I hope it's a fantastic show. Yeah, that's what I thought it was on Apple TV Plus. And I honestly haven't heard too much about it. Which again, because people aren't watching Apple TV Plus. But no, I haven't heard too much about the show overall. Um, as far as Shining Girls go, I think that it's the finale's coming up pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. You are right, Apple TV Plus, and yes, okay, cool. Thank you for correcting me there. Let's see here, and then we'll move on to the final two streaming services, and then we'll wrap up with like a fun little Q&A if you guys have any questions or whatnot. Hey Elliot, have you watched Pistol yet? No, I haven't, and that's the one on FX, right? I have not. Thoughts on Pam and Tommy? Saw the first 3 episodes, were really great, were really fantastic. Just didn't have enough time to finish the season, but from what I saw, it was a really great show. Plus, if I'm being honest, I love rewatching old Disney shows, and I've recently rewatched childhood favorite Malcolm. Malcolm Middle was a great one. What is it? Yes, no, maybe so. And everything's a question. Yeah, not the boss of me now. Yeah, Malcolm Middle is fantastic. One of my favorites too. Wouldn't say it is my favorite growing up, but one of my favorites for sure. Really great show. Heisenberg, Bryan Cranston, the whole crew. But speaking of, we someone mentioned HBO earlier. Let's talk HBO. Let's see what we got here. I don't have a lot on HBO, but and this is another show. I guess you could say I abandoned it. Season 1. I'm talking about they're all the way up to season 4 now, and I don't know how much longer this show's gonna go. But Westworld, again, and you're like, Elliot, aren't you a fan of sci-fi? I am. I truly am, but I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into this show. And it's some really cool, I saw the movie actually too. I think there's a couple movies, but I saw the original Westworld, enjoyed that. And I think I made it, man, this is so long ago. This was like 2016, right? When the first season premiered. I made it up to like I made it pretty far. I think I had like 3 episodes left. And it was one of those shows, man, where I was watching it, and it just was like, it hit me. It hit me. And from what I know, I've heard some mixed things as the show has went on, but I don't watch it, but I just wanted to bring it up because I know a lot of people do watch and they love this show. Again, it's just going on its 4th season. I mean, Jeffrey Wright, you got some Newton, you got my man Jesse, from Breaking Bad, and a lot of other great talented actors. So I heard it's good. It's 4 seasons in. So let me know if you all are at home that are watching, if you're a fan of Westworld, and if you're excited for this new 4th season. But speaking of excitement, let's transition over to Hulu. And speaking of Hulu, let's talk about this show here, which I am a big fan of. I love the first season. Only Murders in the Building. Such a surprise. This was when I did my top 10 shows. It made my top 10 shows, and it was one of my like big hit surprises last year. Listen, Steve Martin and Martin Short, icons living, great guys. I knew that they were going to be great as they played Charles and Oliver in the show. Selena Gomez, I've seen her work, not enough to like, oh, Selena Gomez, can't wait. I know she has her fans, artist, singer, obviously actor. She was the one movie I did see her in, and I thought she was good in was Spring Breakers. I think that's the only thing I saw her in, if I'm being honest. But I was like, I know those icons are going to be great. But how is she plays Maple, how is she going to fit into this mix? And I'm telling y'all right now, she fit in like a glove. Their chemistry, their back and forth is so great. I cannot wait to get back into this show. It's another quick, easy binge, 30-minute show, comedy, murder, mystery, as they're discovering, as the title alludes to, a murderer in the building. Man, it was a great show. I covered it on the channel. We did a weekly breakdown every week, and I will be bringing that back when it premieres this month. What is it? The end of the month, so June 28th. Big fan, really big fan. I think it got some nominations too. Not that solidifies that it's great or not, but I think it got nominated for some good stuff because it's that good. It is that good. It was great performances. It was funny, entertaining, mysterious, thrilling. Didn't get too dark, but it did have some darker moments when you find out some reveals. But if you all missed this, if it slept under your radar, if you have Hulu, give it a watch, man. Like I said, it's 9-10 episodes maybe. less than 30 minutes, super quick binge. You're going to be hooked, especially after the first episode. Like, oh my, it's a great show, man. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm really excited to dive deep into this new season. So if you guys haven't, highly recommend Only Murders in the Building before season 2 premieres on June 28th on Hulu. So again, for all my fans out there, we will be back. We'll be back covering season 2, which I'm excited to see our main crew of Oliver, Charles, and Mabel, how they're going to figure everything out, and the mystery of who murdered who at the end of the show. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. So before we we're going to wrap up here, and then we're going to get into the Q&A and then catch up with you guys' questions. But Amazon, just a little company, a little small startup company, Prime Video. We got something dropping on Friday. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about The Boys Are Back in Town. Listen, season 3, The Boys. Bloody, entertaining, diabolical. Listen, your boy has seen the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 3. I've reviewed all 3 episodes. I'll be dropping them individually, so I won't say too much. I don't think I can say that much. I think it's an embargo. That'll be dropping tomorrow. So as soon as you're done watching the episodes, they will be available on this channel to get my full. And I broke down each episode because there's so much going on. Like, there's so much, guys. If you're a fan of this show, it's great. It's great, these first 3 episodes. So expect full breakdowns, full spoilers. Each video was well over 20 minutes. I think one of them was close to 30 minutes. It's a lot going on. I don't want to give too much away again for if you're fans at home, but if you love season 1, if you love season 2, you're going to love season 3. These first 3 episodes are fantastic. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what to expect in these first 3 episodes. Number 1, this isn't a spoiler. They're marketing it. They put it in the trailers. Our boy Billy the Butcher, he wants to, level the playing field. So yeah, let's just say he levels the playing field by taking something that's going to enhance his abilities. I won't get too much into that again. That isn't a spoiler. That's literally in the trailers. This is from the poster. So they've been giving out that information since the first trailer. So expect a lot of that from this character in the first 3 episodes. Also expect to learn about who was the group before the boys. And that group goes by the name of Payback. Soldier Boy. We got Noir, we got Squado, we got Crimson, we have the TNT twins, and we have another character by the name of Gunpowder. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about them, but the Payback. If for my DC fans out there, it's kind of like the Watchmen, but the group before the Watchmen, and kind of what goes on with them and what happened to Soldier Boy. You'll get a little bit of insight on that in the first 3 episodes, and then some other characters that I'm really excited for you all to see on Friday, to talk about more on Friday. Number 1, we get more of this character here by the name of Ryan. You all, if you've seen The Boys season 2, he is the son of Becca, who is the wife of Butcher. You'll see some Ryan. I'll just leave it at that. This man here, Stan Edgar. Yeah, you'll see what's going on with him. My girl Starlight, she's back. She has a lot to do in these first 3 episodes, and I'm really enjoying her character so far. If you all remember how season 2 ended, Victoria Newman, you learned some stuff about her in the first episode, if I'm being honest with you all. A pretty big reveal. And listen, I don't want to give anything away. The first 7 minutes of episode 1 of season 3. Yeah, I'll just say that, which isn't saying a lot. But if you know what you know what the show's about, you're gonna get into some craziness. And then last but not least, if you all have watched my coverage of The Boys, like I used to do when I covered season 2, I did watch-alongs every week, watching it live with you all. I didn't do like an actual breakdown, which I'm gonna switch it up this time. I'm gonna actually break down each episode versus doing the watch-along. We might throw in a watch-along every now and then, but it's gonna be weekly reviews on this show. I wasn't the biggest fan of Huey. Just didn't like him. I thought he was boring. I thought he was just he's a baby. He's crying. He's whining. He's annoying. He's just a dead weight. But these last 2 weekends, I went back and watched season 1, I went back and watched season 2, and I really have come to appreciate the character and the nuance of the performance and the connection that he has with Billy that we learn in season 2. Billy kinda sees him as his younger brother, that we learned in season 2, passed away. So I've come to appreciate the relationship with, Huey. I've always Billy's my favorite character. Billy Butcher is my favorite character, followed by Homelander, which I didn't. I'm gonna save the best for last. So, but because we're gonna talk about Homelander without spoiling anything, but I really enjoy their dynamic, and I like the new dynamic within season 3. Last but not least, no spoilers. Homelander unleashed. I'll just say that. I just say that. And yeah, you're gonna see things you've never seen from this character. And you're gonna see him do some pretty cool. And this is in the first 3 episodes, by the way, which I'm so excited to cover this every week with you all. But listen, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away. Tomorrow, episodes 1, 2, and 3 will be premiering on. Well, it comes out on Friday, but if you all know Amazon, they release the episodes the day before, which I don't know why they advertise it that way. But if you're super fans, the first 3 episodes will be premiering tomorrow starting at 7, and they're all an hour long. So 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. You can watch those, and then as those episodes end, you can hop on the channel, watch my review on episode, then jump in episode 2, watch my review on that, and then so on for episode 3. So every week we will be covering the boys, and depending on the traction, the engagement, we might throw in an after show, we might do a watch along, but definitely expect breakdowns. And based on these 3 breakdowns that I've been shooting the last few days in editing, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm as you can see, I'm very excited for the boys. I'm a big fan of the show, and I'm really excited to cover it on this channel with you guys every single week. So yeah, there you have it. Apple TV, Hulu, and now Prime TV. Those are the things that we got looking forward to. So with that being said, we will go on for another 10 minutes maybe, or who knows. If you guys have a ton of questions, maybe we'll stay on a little bit longer. But let's do a Q&A if you guys have any questions. But let me catch up with the chat. Let me see what you all are talking about. Let me just catch up here. Let's see. Eve is saying, what do you think of Severance? Well, Eve, this is a quick little plug. I did review it if you want to see my full thoughts. But no, I did. Yeah, I did a review. I was a little late to the party, so I only reviewed. I reviewed up to episode 6. I did like a full review of all those episodes. They're like my general thoughts. And then I reviewed episodes 7, 8, and then did they do a 9? I think, yeah, I reviewed the last 3 like individual videos, and I did a stream. It was a really fun stream. It was a live stream with myself and some other great people that love the show. So to say, you can check out my review, but just to give you the short answer, I loved it. It's one of my favorite shows this year. So yeah, big fan of Severance. If you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't have Apple TV, that show alone is worth the $4.99. I'll be honest with you. Westworld season 2 is best. 3 was okay. Okay. I saw episode 1. Oh, Eve, come on. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And listen, it doesn't work for everyone, but my thing is I do the first 3 episodes because I think, especially now, it's always been this way, but I think more so now than ever, the way they structure shows are so thematic and so kind of like movie going. Well, I don't say movie going experiences, but they're split up into different acts: first act, second act, third act. And sometimes the first 15 minutes of a film, you're not loving it, you're not vibing with it, the characters aren't really working for you. But then you transition to the second half, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is why she was annoying. This is why that wasn't. They were doing this, that, and the other, because you start to develop the characters within. After that first half, then the third act, you know the characters, you know their motivations, and you're just watching the madness. So I would definitely say, Eve, if you have the time and the patience, give it that 3 acts, give it that 3 episode watch, and I think you would fall in love with the show. But to each their own. But I love that show. I love it. Westworld is great, but has its flaws. Yeah, like I said, I just couldn't get into it. And you stopped at season 2. Have you watched Me on the City with John Berthal in the lead? I'm getting through it, and it's better each episode. First episode was perfect. Have you heard? Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we covered it. I covered it, every episode. I did a weekly review on that. I just reviewed episode 6. So yes, I have seen it. I thought the show was good. It wasn't great in my opinion, but overall, I had a good time with it. Well, I'm saying I had a good time. Like, oh, it's a good show. Police corruption. No, I thought the acting was good. I thought the story was at times a little kind of, the way they told the story was a little convoluted and a little bit all over the place. But overall, I did enjoy it. So yes, I have heard of the show. I've reviewed each episode, and you can get my full thoughts on it if you have the time to check out my reviews. Wow, they came back so quick. Not complaining. Yeah, Andrew, if you're talking about Only Murders in the Building, and they came back, I love it too. I love that they came back so quickly. So I'm really excited for it. Only Murders, love. Yeah, it's a great show. Great show. I'm curious to see how season 2 will play. Yeah, me too. Me too. Can't wait. Elliot, are you going to watch American? Listen. American Horror Stories on FX last year. What's below trash? I don't know what's below trash. Like dirt, I guess, or just sewer, I guess, or I don't know. It's whatever's below that. No, I wasn't a fan. There was like 9 episodes, and out of those 9, it was like 2 of them that were like at least entertaining. But the rest of it to me was just not good. So I will not be watching that. Last season was horrible. I laughed when you did. Yeah, so I covered all of the show. I covered all of the episodes. I just, I didn't have many good things to say about it because I was like hopeful. Because if you you watch the reviews, I was like, you know what? I've been absent from American horror, the main stories or the main IP. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna come back and watch the new season. And I was to be honest, I was disappointed by both of them. So yes, I will not be watching the new season, the new batch of episodes, unless I have people like, yo, I don't know what happened. I don't know if you all watched American Horror Story. The first part of that season was like vampires, and they were taking these pills that were helping them like reach their full potential. So maybe the writers of this show have taken those pills and they have made this new season better. But after what I saw that first season, I will not be watching it based on my first experience. LOL, I'm still catching up Westworld season 1 gang. Also, some old classics. Yeah, I've heard Banshee's good. I've heard good things, but it's also a crazy dream. Cool. Yeah, I've heard Banshee's really good actually. I might have to give it a watch. Yep, Only Murders in the Building. Yes. I like season 1 of The Boys. Season 2, I could take it or. Walter, listen, bro. So look, I went back. Like I said, I watched season 1, loved it. Watched season 2. Might like season 2 even better than 1, bro. It was just going back a second time, man. Again, I came to appreciate the Huey and Butcher storyline more. We learn more about the characters, and everything. Frenchie and Kamiko's relationship, the stuff going on with the 7, and listen, Walter, bro. Season 2 is fire, but let me tell y'all right now, season 3, y'all in for a treat. Y'all in for a treat. Let me tell y'all that I can't wait to talk more about it. Yeah, that's so. Yes. What did movie say? She said. Let me go back to it. That's what I think about The Boys. The first 3. What was that comment? She's right on the money. The second half, but yeah. For me, the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 2 was more of a conclusion of season 2, or season 1. It was kind of wrapping those plots up to a certain extent while expanding on it. But I thought after episode 3 and on was just great. Once we established Stormfront and diving deeper into that relationship, which was crazy, and all the stuff with Kamiko and her brother and the terrorist soups and all that different stuff, and Maeve getting into the mix, trying to take. I don't want to spoil anything for those that haven't seen The Boys. I don't want to give too much away, but I really enjoyed The Boys season 2. And I'm telling y'all right now, y'all ain't ready for Friday or Thursday for The Boys season 3. Sorry. Let's see here. Let's see. Uh, Ross Kevin himself. I've heard of that show, David. Is that on like AMC or something like that? I've heard that it was a pretty good show. Kind of slept on the radar, I guess. When is the next watch party? Great question. The next watch party for Atlanta fans. Last week we started our excuse me, our rewatch series, going all the way back to season 1, season 2, rewatching season 3, leading up to season 4. So every Thursday, the times may vary because I sometimes have plans, or sometimes have screeners. Like tomorrow, I will be seeing The Crimes of the Future, so we'll be going live tomorrow. Season 1, episode 2 of Atlanta, watch party, live discussion. And then for Barry fans out there, I had a call to action. Hey, if you guys want to have a discussion about the next episode, we'll do a live watch along. I said, hey, if we can get 3,500 views, 200 likes, and we got that within like a day. So we'll be doing another watch for Barry fans out there. We'll be doing a watch party for Barry, season 3, episode 7. So yeah, I'm loving bringing the watch parties along. Mostly with these shows. And then as far as movies go, probably the next movie watch along will probably be Doctor Strange, which apparently is coming out this month. I don't know if it's been verified or not by Disney, but that'll probably be the next big movie watch along, will be Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which, again, I think I read an article that Disney's going to be putting it out in June. So that'll be the next movie watch along. But yeah, I love doing watch along. It's so much fun. Let's start much fun. Have you heard of the series Dark Winds? Premieres? I haven't, and probably the reason I don't have cable, so I don't have AMC, so I haven't probably seen anything about it. But back in the day, AMC used to be my jam. It was like my HBO, as far as network television goes. The Batman, Breaking Bad, stuff like that. So yeah. American Horror Story has been all over the place lately. That's an understatement. Sometimes a simple concept is all they need in the series. They're trying to, yeah. Look, I have been absent from that world. Like, I think the last season of American Horror Story I watched was Election, I think was the name of it. And then I think after that they had 2 more seasons, which I heard the camp season was good. What was it, 1984? I heard that was good because I love slashers, so I heard that was a good season. Then I think the next season was Apocalypse, which I didn't hear that many good things about. And then I came back and watched the most recent season, which was like, I don't remember the name of it. It was split up into 2 different stories. First story was like vampires. Second story was about aliens, and I dipped out of that second half. It was just the acting was terrible, horrendous. But yeah. They're doing too much. Yeah, like you said, they have now. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Excuse me. And it doesn't help that I love Sarah Paulson, man. I love Peter Evans and all the OGs that they bring back. But I don't know, man. It's just getting stale. And I think Sarah Paulson, I think she even said that was her last season, which just sucks because the last time that we saw her was in a terrible, terrible season. Anywho, let's see. Do I watch Better Call Saul? So that's another show that I hate to admit that I was watching, loved what I was seeing, but that was like 2015 for sure. That was many, many years ago. Whatever was going on at that time in my life, I just couldn't. It wasn't that I wasn't interested. I just had so much going on. I just never caught up. And I'm weird, man. When I get so far behind, I'm like, it feels so daunting because I think we're on the 5th season, so I couldn't go. I'm like, I don't know if I have time to catch up. But with all the other shows I watch and movies and all that different stuff, and obviously having a life. So, but I'll tell you, I love what I saw. I know it's one of the best shows on TV from everyone I've heard. I've heard some people say, which I don't know if I can't speak to it because I haven't caught up. But some people are saying that it's better than Breaking Bad, which I'm like, I'm gonna need you to step away from me if you say that. Blasphemy. But again, I can't speak to it because I haven't caught up to it. But yeah, I need to catch up one of these days. But yeah, I'm behind. Now everyone has powers. Are we talking about The Boys? So my thing about The Boys, if that's what you're referring to, Jacob, about the whole power, that's not even the most interesting thing to me. It's the characters that drive the narrative to me, for me personally. In this new season, I don't want to get too much, but yes, not everyone has powers. in the show. But I'm just it's so character driven to me at this point, and we're learning more about these characters, which is always great when you're 3 seasons into something. Nice. That's good to hear. And that's the beauty of DC and Marvel. They have similarities, but they also have a lot of differences. And I think some of the more mature stories, more complex stories, are both sides of the pond have those characters. But yeah, Batman, I really enjoyed that film. All right, well, I think I'm caught up here. So we'll go an even 2 hours. So 13 minutes. Any final questions within the next 10 to 13 minutes? Let me know what you guys got from me. Again, as far as reviews go, you can expect me to cover a lot of those movies coming to theaters this month. You can expect me to cover Umbrella Academy. I might check out Hustle, the new Adam Sandler film that we talked about. Only Murders in the Building. Expect weekly reviews for that. We talked about The Boys. We'll be covering that starting tomorrow, the first 3 episodes, and covering for the rest of the season. We'll continue to do our Barry reviews this Sunday. We'll be doing a watch along on Sunday, and then I'll drop my review the following day. Love Barry. Can't wait to see what episode 7 has for us. What else do we have? Atlanta season 3 ended, but we're going to be doing our watch alongs every Thursday evenings, rewatching it from the beginning, and we'll be doing that episode 2 tomorrow. And then I think that's about it. And of course, there's other movies that I probably have on my radar, and I'll probably check out and give you my thoughts on that. And there might be some other shows that pop up out of nowhere that I might check out. So the moral of the story is, hit that bell notification, so you can get all those alerts for when those movies and show reviews drop. But yeah, I'm looking forward to June. I'm really looking forward to June. I think by the end of the month, and let me know in the live chat and the replay, I think the thing that will be on my mind for movies, I think I'm gonna really love Lightyear. I think I'm really gonna love it. I think I'm really gonna enjoy. I hope I love, but I know I'm gonna probably really enjoy The Black Phone. I'm a horror fan. I like Scott Derrickson. I might be pleasantly surprised with Jurassic World Dominion, because my bar is so low based on the last film, Fallen Kingdom. But I think Lightyear, I think by the end of the month, that might be my favorite film. When we do this next month, I think I might say that's going to be my favorite film of this new month is Lightyear. And then as far as shows go, I'm just really looking forward to Only Murders in the Building. Love Victor wrapping up. Hopefully I'm gonna love Miss Marvel. I haven't watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. I still have to watch the 3rd episode. Based on thumbnails and Twitter and Instagram, I think I know who's gonna be in this episode. Spoiler. But I'm looking forward to seeing that interaction. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to a really great month for not only for the movies and shows, but hopefully we can continue to grow the channel. We're knocking on the Thor. My dog's name's Thor, so that's why I probably said that. But we're knocking on the door of 30,000 subscribers, which is so crazy. I don't know. I'm dreaming. I'm in a dream world. Like this can't be true. But yeah, we're hopefully can cross that milestone or get closer to the milestone come next month and end of the month, and add more awesome people to this really great community that I love. So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm stoked. I'm ready for this new month. Really, really excited. Let me see what else we got in here. Eve is saying, do you watch This Is Us? I've seen some episodes, Eve. I just can't get into it. Can't get into it. But from what I saw, I liked it. It's nothing I watch on the regular. Also, do you follow the independent film circuit? This is a couple of films stand out from Cannes. this year as well. Yeah, a lot of That's one of my niche things on this channel. I always try to bring up small independent films. Um, A24 Studios, Neon Studios. I love discovering new films. I mentioned earlier in the stream, Emergency is a smaller film that premiered at Sundance. That's on Amazon that I spoke highly about. A24 recently came out with Alice Garland, new horror film, Men. We talked about David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. I love it. I love the independent circle. I love it. One of my favorite films this year, I guess it was technically last year that it came out, but I saw it this year, was The Worst Person in the World, which I want to say was Swedish or Norwegian film. Beautiful film, no less. So, yes, to I guess, respond to your question, I love discovering new indies, horror, drama, comedy, sci-fi, you name it. So, yeah, I love discovering films and trying to like those independent films. Again, Andrew, I haven't seen the episode, but again, based on Twitter, it's kind of hard to not see spoilers. But from let's just say, if Darth Vader is in this new episode, I believe that he will be voiced by that fantastic actor. So yeah, I'm gonna probably watch it after this, honestly. Hopeful that Cha Cha Real Smooth is good. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about it. So yeah, I'm excited for that one too. So yeah, like I said, after this, I'm gonna check out the Obi-Wan Kenobi episode. Which, you know what? We got 10 minutes to kill. We got 26 people watching live. Let me know how you all feel. I'm talking from all different perspectives about the recent stuff going on with the young lady whose name is slipping me right now, who was playing Reva and Obi-Wan Kenobi. The other day, which was surprising to me, Star Wars came out and voiced their opinion on racism and how it is uncalled for, which is 100%. But I was very surprised by those comments because there have been other instances with other actors and people behind and in front of the camera that have been shown a level of disrespect that they didn't really vocalize it. Again, you learn from your mistakes, and hopefully they've learned from that and they can speak up for their actors and they have the platform to do so. But I'm just curious on how you all feel about that. If you guys have any thoughts about it. I'm trying to look up the young lady's name because I want to Moses Ingram, yes, as Reva, the third sister. Just curious on how you guys, you don't have to get too into it if you don't want to, but just curious on how you all feel about Disney speaking up, or Star Wars / Disney speaking up, and then also the other actors and people coming up and sharing their vocal opinion on it. Just curious on how you guys feel about it. Again, I think it's great. And a little, I don't want to say better late than never as far as them speaking up, vocalizing how that stuff is not right, to DM people death threats and all the stupid ass stuff that people say online. But I'm just curious on how you guys feel about it. Again, I'm excited. I'm going to check out Obi-Wan episode 3 after this. I guess, just throwing in my 2 cents on the matter. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I enjoyed episode 1 more than 2. And the character she's super badass. I'm intrigued to learn more about her. I think we've all kind of theorized that she was probably one of the younglings in the first episode. But I wasn't impressed with how the direction the character was going. The performance was okay. I didn't think it was nothing amazing. I didn't think it was nothing terrible. I just thought it was okay. And again, it's only 2 episodes. We still got a lot more time to learn who this character is. But again, I'm really excited to see this 3rd episode here. And I'm excited to see, from what I've gathered online, of this particular character interacting with another one. But yeah, just again, if you guys, we don't have to dive deep into it. I'm just curious on what you guys think about the situation at hand. Let's see. We got a Trekkie in the house, which, by the way, I don't know the actor's name. But he even commented on the situation, which I thought was great. Um, I think he's playing the captain of the new Star Trek show, and I saw he left a comment, which again I thought was great. This is she got is insane and beyond offensive. They even threatened her. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know, man. So many weird people out there. Like, what would why? Why would you decide to be like, you know what? I hate you so much. I'm gonna vocalize my opinion and call you this, call you that, threaten your life. It's just people got nothing better to do, I guess. And just ignorant and frankly, just some stupid ass people out there. So, but again, I'm glad that Disney and Star Wars and her other co-stars and directors and stuff like that have stepped up. And again, I hope this is just something that they will continue to do. Not just Star Wars, but there's people in Marvel that get this same type of treatment. A lot of women in the industry, a lot of minorities in the industry get this type of treatment. I hope this is just a testament of people standing up for those for when they see wrong. So hopefully this is it sucks that this had to be the example of the launch pad to do this, but I'm hopeful that this kind of stops that nonsense. I mean, it won't stop, unfortunately, right? Because there's so many ignorant people out there, but at least they know you're gonna say some dumb shit, you're gonna have some people stand up for those people. So I'm happy for that. But yeah, we'll see. Brighter future. Always looking at the glass half full. Let's see. They did my boy. Yeah, John Boyega. He got the short end of the stick, unfortunately, or a short end of the lightsaber. I'm happy they said something. It was not a serious surprise. They said the R word though. Yeah. When I saw it, I'm not gonna lie, guys. When I was on Twitter and I saw it, I'm like, is this like a one of those fan Star Wars Twitter pages? But it's like, no, this is legit. And then after that, Ewan McGregor came on and spoke his piece on it. So yeah, I was very surprised because again, it's been just focus on Star Wars alone. There's been a lot of actors that have gotten a lot of inappropriate comments thrown their way, and Disney didn't say a word. So yeah. Some real terrible people. Yeah, same here, Andrew. I was surprised, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there was an article out there that Star Wars warned her to expect some type of I don't think they said expect people DMing you death threats, but I think they said, hey, just be aware that there are some people within the fandom that might be not as nice as others, I guess. So I wasn't surprised that there were people that had their views, but I was surprised by the reaction by Disney for sure. All right, well, T-minus it's almost 7, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. So again, we've had, I think it was up to 50 people watching live, and I thank you all who popped in and out, show some love. We had some super chats that came in earlier that I really appreciate, from Troy and Rims and everyone that showed love tonight, whether it was via super chat or just a simple thumbs up and a share and a comment. It means the world. So we'll be back next month covering more new releases for the month of June, or July, I should say. But again, based on this month, I'm hoping that this is a fantastic month for movies and shows, and we'll be covering those movies and shows and continue to grow the community and have these awesome conversations about our favorite movies and shows, sci-fi, horror, action heroes, superheroes, and everything in between. So thank you guys again. I appreciate you. If you haven't, make sure again before you leave to thumbs up. And if you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave time codes for all the stuff that we covered, so you can see my thoughts on Netflix, movies, Hulu, so on and so forth. So with that being said, have a great night. Shout out from Canada. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Much love, and you guys stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow for The Boys review and also our watch along for Atlanta season 1, episode 2. Catch you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.